Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you another one of my FIFA 14 team tutorials. And as you can see on the screen, today I'm going to be running through Spain. Now I like to set Spain up in a 4-2-3-1 wide, with Casillas in goal, Ramos at right back, Piqué and Martinez as the two centre backs, Jordi Alba at left back, Xabi Alonso and Xavi as the two central midfielders, Jesus Navas on the right, Pedro on the left, Iniesta at central attacking midfielder, and Negredo up front. Now, Spain have a squad which is just completely chock full of incredible world-class players, and there are several very useful players on the bench, but this is an interesting way to line them up, and I feel this is the best way to get all of the most talented players on the field. Obviously you could say you could get David Silva in, or you could get Cesc Fabregas, but for the balance of the side, this is what I've decided to rest on. And before I talk about that, obviously let's talk a little bit about the game. As you can see, I'm playing Brazil, which is an incredibly rare thing to do with Spain, and I'll come on to that in a little bit. But you know, it's a really interesting game. I absolutely shred this guy. I shred him. But unfortunately, I cannot finish my dinner for some reason, so it's a really good example of how to play with Spain, because like I mentioned, I absolutely tear this guy apart. I really do. It shows you how to pass and move, all of the different attacking combinations you can get going, and if only I finished off a few of the moves, it would have been an 8-0. It really was that one-sided, but definitely a good game to watch in the background. But as always with these team tutorials, let's start with the goalkeeper. And in Casillas, you have one of the best goalkeepers in FIFA. He's absolutely incredible. 90 reflexes is just insane, and 89 diving is just insane. He only has 80 handling, which is a little bit dodgy for a goalkeeper of, you know, a 5-star team. You'd like to have it slightly higher, but apart from that, he's just incredible. Absolutely amazing goalkeeper. Here he has the long throw as well, which is incredible, so you can launch swift counterattacks. There's not really too much more to say about him. Casillas is just one of those goalkeepers. Kicking is a bit poor at 67, but with a goalkeeper, what would you rather he have? Very good kicking or very good reflexes? Obviously, it's reflexes every single day of the week, so he's just an incredible player. Definitely go for him. You know, Sergio Ramos. I've decided to play Sergio Ramos at right back in this formation. You see, a lot of people just play him as a centre back. He plays a centre back for Madrid, but a lot of people forget that he actually started his career as a right back, and he is still a very effective right back. He has high attacking work rate, which is a horrible thing to have at centre back. I really don't like centre backs with high attacking work rate, but it's not a bad thing with a full back getting up and down. He's tanky as well, reasonably quick. You know, his speed averages out at 80, 81 acceleration, 79 sprint speed. He's reasonably strong at 80 strength, 91 jumping. So he's a fullback with incredible aerial ability, which is something very useful. You often don't see that. You know, very good interceptions. He has 86 heading accuracy. Reasonable crossing as well, 74 crossing. It's not incredible, but it's very solid, and the defensive options he gives you is absolutely incredible. You know, he's a very solid player. He has 3-star skill moves if you like that sort of thing, but if you're just looking for good defensive stats, he has 88 slide tackling and 86 stand tackling. Incredibly powerful stats. Great player at right back. Moving in field, we go to Gerard Piqué. Again, another automatic pick. He does have high attacking work rate. Bit of a problem, but the good thing is, you know, we've got Javi Martinez with medium attacking work rate alongside him. That's one of the reasons why I go for Javi Martinez as centre-back alongside Piqué, so you don't have both of your centre-backs with high attacking work rate, because Spain can be a little bit vulnerable at the counter-attack if you set those two up. But Piqué, again, absolute beast. He actually has the long passer trait, which a lot of people don't realise. You know, this is why Spain are so good on the ball, because every single one of your players can spray pass. It's absolutely beautiful. 89 interceptions, 89 marking, 90 stand tackling. Incredible ratings on Piqué. He really is an absolute beast. And he has the tactician trait as well, which is really nice. Speciality, sorry, not trait. So he always swoops and he's always in the right place. Just a very dependable centre-back. And alongside him, I've gone for Javi Martinez. Now, Javi Martinez is by default a central defensive midfielder, but he is an incredible centre-back as well. 87 heading, 85 slide tackling, 86 stand tackling, 89 aggression and 86 interception, so his technical stats are incredible. 87 strength. He is actually stronger than Gerard Piqué. You know, a lot of people don't realise that, but Javi Martinez is a machine on this. He only has 69 jumping, but that's not the end of the world. He has the power header trait as well, so he's always a little bit of a beast. Very good. And then on the left-hand side of your defence, you've got Jordi Alba, one of the best fullbacks in the game. Lightning quick. 93 acceleration and 92 sprint speed and 92 stamina as well. Those are unbelievable traits for a fullback, because he gets up and down the flank incredibly well. He has 84 crossing and 81 dribbling. You know, an unbelievably talented attacking fullback, and that rounds off an exceptional defence. Very, very good defence. Like I mentioned, the only thing you've got to be a little bit wary of is that you do have 3 players in that defence with high attacking work rate. You need to bear that in mind. So occasionally you can have the situation when you have too many players barrelling forward, and that is a little bit of a problem. But as long as you manage that, they're a very, very good defence indeed. Moving up into central defence midfield, first person I want to talk about is Xabi Alonso. Absolutely incredible player. So composable, 4-star weak foot. He has high defensive work rate as well, which is very, very nice considering how attacking your defence is. He can spray the passes like very few other players in the game. His physical stats are nothing to write home about, but his technical stats are incredible. He has 91 vision, 94 long passing. 94 long passing is incredible. You don't see many players with passing rating that high. 88 short passing, 86 shot power. 82 long shots, 82 stand tackling as well, which is very, very nice in this team. He can go in, put a shift in, put a good tackling. Very, very nice. He's good at free kicks as well, can take a reasonable penalty. Just very, very good. He sits deep, he sprays passes, he's just a good little player. Occasionally you do see him make the odd little darting forward run as well. I think you see that a couple of times in the second half in this game. Makes a nice little run beyond the midfield, but again, you need to be careful. You don't want to see too many players charging forward for Spain, because it can leave you a little bit exposed. But alongside Xabi Alonso, another world-class player in Xavi. Xavi again, incredible technical ability, 90 balance, 91 reactions, 96 vision, 96, one of the highest stats in the game. That incredible rating, 95 short passing, 91 long passing. It's amazing stats in this team. 93 ball control. There's 90s across the board in so many stats with these players. 85 crosses as well. So if Xavi drifts a little bit wide, he can whip a decent ball in. He's only got 3-star weak foot, and I'm playing him on the left-hand side of my 2 central defensive midfielders. So I often like him to drop back, check inside a little, and then the rest of the pitch is open for him to spray the ball with his right foot. So Xavi, incredible player, and these two really do synergise well, because you've got Alonso, who's a little bit deeper, a little bit tougher, a little bit more of a defensive-minded player, and then you've got Xavi, who can just spray the passes at will, and they really do complement each other incredibly well. Now, with the central defensive midfielders out the way, let's move to the right-hand side of the pitch. And the right-hand side of the pitch is occupied by Jesus Navas. Jesus Navas obviously moved to Man City this season, has had a very good impact since he's arrived, and he is an absolute machine on the right wing. He's a little bit of a featherweight. He has 49 strength, which is completely abysmal, but he makes up for that in so many ways. Again, absolutely rapid. He's not quite as fast as Jordi Alba, but he gets incredibly close with 92 acceleration and 90 sprint speed, and again 91 agility, which is incredible. So even though he has such low strength, you often see him skip past players or just brush challenges off because he's so agile and good on the ball. So again, 87 dribbling, incredible stat, 85 crossing, unbelievable stats for a winger. He's one of the best wingers in FIFA because he's lightning fast, he's incredibly technically gifted, he has a great cross, he has pretty atrocious finishing, which you'll see in a little bit. 67 finishing is not great, but as a providing winger, you really cannot see too many better than him. So very, very good indeed. Again, if you like your skill moves, he's someone who can be very useful for you. 4-star skill moves, very, very nice indeed. So you can do all your little tricks and flicks, and you can devastate fullbacks. There are very few fullbacks in the game who can live with Jesus Navas. If they are slow, you run round them. If they are fast, you do skills and you beat them. It's very, very difficult to beat a fullback with that combo. A very, very good 1-2 punch indeed. Exceptional winger. Very, very fun to play with as well. And he gives you a counter-attacking option. If the passing fails, you've always got that out ball to a fast winger down the outside in Navas. Nice little ball in the channel, and he will run for days. Very, very good winger. He's a nailed-on certainty in this team. He really is. Getting the most out of Navas is going to be a key part of your success in this team. But moving to the other side of the pitch, a slightly different style of winger, Pedro. Pedro isn't as blisteringly quick, but he's certainly not slow. 86 acceleration and 83 pace. Very, very good technical stats as well. 87 ball control, 87 attack positioning as well, which is incredibly useful. When you pair that with his 88 reactions, he often, snipes you the odd goal. He's a very, very good finisher for that sort of winger. 81 finishing, which is nice. And again, he has 5-star weak foot. 5-star weak foot is very, very useful. It's basically worth 2 extra ratings. That's how I like to think of it. So Pedro's an 84 base rating. When you look at his, overall stats, when you pair in that 5-star weak foot, he basically plays as an 86. Because I've used this example before, but there's a great example of a player in this team, David Silva. He's 87 rated, but he has 2-star weak foot. So we can only bring in his 87 rating half of the time because his weak foot is atrocious. So if you get, a difficult ball or a difficult finish on his right foot, chances are he's going to hit a spectator in row Z. Pedro, yes, he's only 84 rated, but he can bring that 84 rating to bear in every single situation. That is a huge deal, absolutely massive deal. So that's why I've gone for Pedro over someone like a David Silva or a Fabregas or a Sergio Busquets, because Pedro is just incredibly versatile. It doesn't matter what situation he finds himself in, he will do something useful for you. And that is a great trait to have in a player. Absolutely unbelievable winger. In a slightly different style to Navas, like I mentioned, but he is a very, very effective player. Now, moving into the central part of the field, Andreas Iniesta. Again, absolutely world-class player. He's an incredible player. 89 rated. He's actually the highest rated player in this team. And it shows, he really is absolutely incredible. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Very, very useful stats. Not quite as good as Pedro's 5-star, but 4-star weak foot. Very, very useful. Very important stat indeed. And again, the skill moves are there if you like your tricks and your flicks and your Rabonas and all that good stuff. Moving on to his technical stats, they're out of this world. 90 reactions. He doesn't have blistering pace, but in the role he's playing, that is not important at all. 93 vision, 91 dribbling, 94 ball control, 95 short passing, 89 long passing, which is a little bit disappointing considering it isn't 90, but again, unbelievable stat. It's just an incredible array of talent. He even has 85 crossing, so you often get central attacking midfielders drift a bit wider, and then he can put a dink ball into the box with incredible ability. He's just an outstanding central attacking midfielder, and when I talk about central attacking midfielders, I always talk about a few key stats. Technical ability, dribbling, short passing, skill moves, weak foot, all of these things he has in abundance. He is the ideal central attacking midfielder. In a perfect world, if we were being incredibly greedy, he would have an extra 10 points in pace. But, 76 acceleration and 75 sprint speed is perfectly manageable when you have the array of incredible technical ability that Andreas Iniesta has. He's unbelievably gifted. And you see that he just links the play phenomenally well. And this is the reason why I've gone for this formation, really, to give Iniesta as much of the ball as possible. And he certainly gets it with his 2 central defensive midfielders behind him. Xavi and Xabi Alonso give you a lot of the ball, and he funnels it forward, spreads the play to the wingers, and brings in my final player in this team, Alvaro Negredo. And Negredo gives you something different, because you've got all of these incredibly talented technical players, and then you've got the sledgehammer in Negredo up front. 88 strength, beast, 85 attack positioning, 85 finishing, 84 heading accuracy, but again, reasonable ball control, 83, 78 dribbling, not amazing compared to the 90s we've had in previous players, but again, very, very manageable, very good player, 88 shot power as well, so we can always have a ping, 83 volleys, 82 penalties, very, very useful, again, high work rates across the board, high attacking and high defensive work rates, which is important when you're only playing one player up front. He will work incredibly hard for you. The only problem is he only has 72 stamina, and you've seen in this game that I actually had to substitute him because he was a little bit tired, and this is something you might have to do quite a lot as Spain. You can bring Diego Costa in, who's more than an able replacement, very, very useful, but for me, Negredo always gets the nod. Again, he doesn't have the weak foot stats, only 3-star, and only 3-star skill moves, so we won't do as many of the chops and the flicks as the other players can, but he's incredibly useful in this Spain side, because he gives you a little bit of steal, he gives you a second option, which is always useful in a team like this. But that's all of the players run through. Let's talk a little bit more generally. Spain are an incredible team to play with. They are really, really fun, because They have a lot of different ways to score goals. They rely on technical ability. They're not just a hack up field, and this is something I'm going to mention very, very swiftly. But you have to, manoeuvre the play with Spain. Negredo will give you an outball, but he's not going to Ronaldo his way to victory. He has to bring other players in. So this is the thing, you have to pass a move, or you have to be very slick on the counter-attack and cross the ball well. There's not just a long hack-up field option with Spain, so they're incredibly rewarding to play with. The only problem I have with Spain is not Spain related, it's Real Madrid. And when I was doing the preparation for this tutorial, I played about 8 or 9 games, and this is the only game I didn't play Real Madrid. And the problem with playing Real Madrid is their team is absolutely balls, because you have a team which relies on you to be crafty and to be technically good and to pass and to move and to try and play football. And they have a team which relies on them whacking the ball upfield to Ronaldo and GGing from there. And it is so frustrating to play as Spain for such an extended period of time, because you run into Madrid every game you play. It's just like, come on guys, there are so many 5-star teams out there, play with someone different. But no, they always pick Real Madrid, and that is a crying shame, because you run into so many players who do the same dirty technical skills and just put Ronaldo up front and whack it upfield. So that is my only proviso with Spain, because they're such a talented side. They're really fun to play with, but you have to be prepared to play Madrid every game. And if you don't like Real Madrid, if you think Real Madrid are a stupid team who get the ridiculous amount of RNG just because it's Madrid and Ronaldo, and because FIFA has an artificial way of creating talent in certain situations, avoid Spain. But if you can grin and bear that and try and play nice football and try and play FIFA how it's actually meant to be played, as a fun way of playing a game, not through cheap exploits, then you'll have a great time with Spain. And I have to recommend them. They're a team that, even with all the Real Madrid BS, I still had a great time playing with Spain because of all the reasons I've mentioned. So guys, thank you so much for listening to the video and watching the tutorial. I hope you've learned something, and I do hope you give Spain a try, because every time you play a game with Spain, that is one less game where someone isn't going to be playing Real Madrid against Real Madrid and both teams are playing long ball tennis to try and get a lucky break with Ronaldo and spank it in the top corner. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.